Well, I just wanted to come on here with a small, short announcement. I just want to start this video off by saying I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father. My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. Again, I'm not making this video to bash him. I'm making this video to state facts, okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how black kings need to be with black women, but you're not even in your black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a hypocrite. And it's frustrating because I reached out to you. I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter. But I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you and you shut me down. You ignored me. You should never be too busy for your daughter ever in life. So I just wanted to make this video to just try to, I guess, somehow find my sister on my dad's side. So if you see this, please reach out to me. Please DM me because I want to know.
Has he responded?
Does she have receipts, sis? We need to ask that for. Is she even his daughter?
Yeah, he did.
I is that her first and only video, or that's her? That was just like that's how she came to the internet. That's the first one. Okay,
that was the first video. Yeah,
she needs 10,000 lasers for that hair.
Asking you,
Really?
I just don't understand why you're ignoring me. I'm 22 years old and you have yet to be in my life.
Y'all know me too well. Y'all know my love for children is too strong. For anybody to be coming out the woodworks telling you they've been trying to reach me when my number has been public for 20 years. Listen, brothers and sisters, I want y'all to listen. My phone number has been the same for 20 years. So anybody telling you they've been trying to reach me and my phone number hasn't changed in 20 years, mind you, I speak at graduations in Philadelphia all the time. I'm on the street in Philadelphia all the time. I have events in Philadelphia all the time. I got family in Philadelphia everywhere. And you've been trying to find me? Stop the cap now. Can we please stop the cap, brothers and sisters? Trying to build your struggle streamer career off of my back, coming up out of nowhere, acting like you've been looking for me. Get Mama Smurf. When can the three of us have a sit down? I'm ready for this. I'm ready for when can Mama Smurf, Papa Smurf, and Baby Smurf have a sit down? Oh, I'm ready for this. And I will have my white man paperwork. I will have my white man paperwork. When can we do the sit down? When can we do the sit down? Been paying child support since you damn near came out the womb. Deadbeat who? When can we have a sit down? Child support started. You wasn't even out your mama yet. And she took me to child support. Deadbeat who? Deadbeat who? Child custody file this thick. What are we talking about? Where is Mama Smurf? What is your mama's Instagram? We want to ask her some questions. Where's your mama's face? Where is the mother? And none of y'all asking no questions.
Lord have mercy.
This is how you know that this is not about the truth. If his number hasn't changed in 20 years, why haven't you called for an in-person conversation? You wait until now. Why is that? Why did you wait until now? I want you to get off of social media for a minute. Stop looking ridiculous. Get off social media for a minute, Baby Smurf. Stop looking ridiculous. And I want you to get Mama Smurf. And on Thursday, 1 week from today, I'm calling you out, you and Mama Smurf. I want a respectable private FDMG tour and luncheon. Baby Smurf, Mama Smurf, and Big Papa. Wilmington, Delaware. Let's put it into this right now.
That was
Shout out to the white man's paperwork.
I
Well,
think
hey,
I don't know. It's so many layers to that, and I think it could go either way. I think a conversation would be helpful, but I do find it interesting that she came to the internet. Now, if she did reach out to him and she showed receipts, like I'm calling him, he not answering, or he not responding, then okay. But it kind of look a little fuel to the fire, like she just trying to put cables on something.
Well, the
To
funny
me,
thing is, the funny thing is, he asked why now, right?
Mhm.
And she clearly stated why she reached out to him. She said, "I was reaching out to him to get in touch with my sister, and he ignored me." That was her whole point of reaching out to him. And when he ignored her, she went to the internet and called him out for it. Was like, "Hey, look, all right, let's say for the sake of argument, they are estranged. They don't really talk like that. And your daughter reaches out to you and she just wants to get in contact with her sister. And you ignore her. Is what she said wrong? You ignored her. And then she went to the internet to tell everybody, look, I'm trying to reach out to my sister. I tried to call my dad. He ignored me. Hey, sis, if you out there, know that I'm looking for you.
yeah, but you heard what you said, though. She went out to the internet.
she could have just said
private
that.
situation. A private situation. It should have never got to the internet. Why would you need to go to the internet to have that conversation? And how old is your sister? Is she a newborn? How long she's been around? And like you said, just now doing this? So she's 5-year-old. Why didn't you do it 5 years ago? If she's 10-year-old, why didn't you do it 10 years ago? If she's 15 or 20, why didn't you do it then? No. Again, I think she used this opportunity, like he said there and said, to create some clout for herself. Yeah, I think she's wrong. I don't believe in taking my stuff to social media and putting it out there like that to get if I want to get in touch with family, I need to do that. I need to send a video. I need to shoot a video to do that. Well, like you said, if you got a phone number, hey, call him. You know where he lives? Go see him. Knock on his damn door. You know where he does his public speaking. Confront him there. Do all of that. But to take it to the internet like that, yeah, you had some bad intentions. And it's obvious. Now, what if for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe she wants some money. Maybe she mad because he don't want to deal with nobody. Maybe it's because of maybe she got her on nobody. Maybe she's engaged with a white man and he doesn't agree with it. And now he's done with a black ass. I don't know.
Well,
but don't take that shit to the internet. I don't think that's the smart thing to do.
Well, let's say.
All right, so this supposed to be the alleged text message shared between the young woman and Dr. Umar. This was floating around.
I can't see that. The hell. I mean, I get what you're saying, Hank. That why would she take it to the internet? But it worked, didn't it? It got his attention. If she was trying to get in contact with her sister and he wasn't responding, and she took it to the internet, that's when he decided to respond. Now, I don't know, man. This is weird all the way around because
see, this is between this part of the problem. Us as black people, we don't give a goddamn about our image. We don't give a damn about it. You could tell by some of the shows we take. Them men who created them shows to have them women fighting on her. Shame on these men for doing that shit. We don't care about image. You know, we go out and make these songs and do these things. We don't care about image. We don't care at all. So this is another example of an individuals who don't care about the image of a father trying to do whatever he does. Now, I don't agree with everything that man does or say. But at the same time, certain things you don't have to be put out there on the streets. Just because you have the result, don't it's okay for you to do that. Everything about that sloppy, man. Everything about that sloppy.
I wonder why she ain't Did she ever say how old the sister was, or maybe off camera y'all know how old the
Well,
sister is?
I know she's 18, but
The
no,
sister
she's 22.
18. She's
No, she's
22.
22. I don't know how old the
22.
sister is.
Because I feel like
So
sometimes
supposedly she's the oldest. Supposedly she's the oldest.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes when it be like if a man has like two baby mamas, right? And he have two different kids, sometimes the mom don't want that kid around the other kid. It's not always like, I don't know how old the other daughter is, so it's like I don't even know if a relationship would be open to that. But I do want to say I don't believe it's her responsibility to reach out to her father. It is his responsibility. But I mean, I feel like a lot of times too, like if a man has been supporting and paying child support a child's whole life, and then the child support stops at 21 or sometimes 24, there's a change in circumstances for that child, so they have a reaction, and sometimes the mom fuels that reaction, like your daddy not helping you, or something like that. So it could be a possibility that she's just upset that her life is changing and she's 22 and she wants to get closer to her sister, maybe. But it's so many ways this could go.
I think I'm gonna with Hink on this one. I don't think that it was really positive for this young lady, whoever she may claim to be, to rope in Dr. Umar. As much as I really don't care for Dr. Umar personally, if she is an adult, I think she could have went about making contact with this sister and didn't have to necessarily involve Dr. Umar. He may be the point of contact from him creating life with this young lady, but she's the one interested in the relationship with the young lady. She can reroute and go around him. He has no involvement really with her self-interest for the relationship. And if it's a case of trying to track somebody down, we live in 2025. I mean, you could hire a PI, you do a couple of searches of some things, you can pretty much find almost anyone if you want to bad enough. I think this was a cry for help. I really think this was just to bring some type of smear campaign to Dr. Umar and get some attention. I digress.
My bad.
Only because of how she said it. It's like you could have been like, hey, I'm Dr. Umar's daughter. If you his daughter too, reach out to me, or something like that. Like if that was your intention. I didn't know you was back on Cookie. I'll mute.
No, you're fine. I got a call a second ago, so I guess it mutes me. After what I was thinking is I had a lot of questions because there's a lot of stipulations sometimes about why and how things go in the court. He said he had child custody papers that were super thick. So there's probably a good chance he's about to explain to her why he either can't or did not reach out to her himself, and that she needed to reach him because he reiterated that a lot. I think she says anybody. This isn't a smear campaign, but then goes on to bash the man for the next minute and a half. Um, it just seems like attention seeking soul, an ass, you know. So that's all I would say.
And it's hard to watch your dad. I will hold like a flame to women too. Like sometimes the way we communicate about a child's father based on what happened and them not being in a relationship. Because she mentioned that, like, you left your black woman, and it's like you don't know, to Cookie's point, you don't know the relationship dynamic that your mom was involved in and why that didn't work out. And I'm divorced too, and I have children, and my kids have that question too, like, why you not in a relationship with my dad? And I don't ever bash their dad. So, but I know a lot of women whom I'm friends with, I could speak personally, who talk about, like, if I'm talking shit with my sister about my ex-husband, but who talk shit about their husband or ex-husband to their children, but you have to understand that's their father. So a lot of times the way she's speaking to me, it's like she's upset about something outside of trying to reach her sister, and mentioning that he is getting his attention and he is a huge deal in the black community and everyone knows who he is, and you left somebody behind. Like it don't make sense to me why she would mention that any of this if you're looking for your sister, because you talked about that for 1 second and then bashed him, talk about him leaving your mama, they don't have nothing to do with it. Especially if this man's saying he's been on child support, and there's a lot of stuff on my end too. Like in my parents got divorced, and I didn't find out some things until I was 21. Like, but my dad kind of let me have the understanding of a certain narrative that was painting him in a better light, and my mom allowed me to see my dad in a good light because she thought it would benefit me better than to hold him responsible or accountable for them not being in a relationship. So I think as women, I can't say I would be as strong as my mom to know that I thought that she was responsible or had responsibility in it, but she let me do that so that I didn't have an issue with my dad. So it's like sometimes women don't do that, and that's why you have little girls. Because I call her a little girl because of how she was talking and how she was looking on camera, 22, having an issue with their father over the internet. And maybe her mama act like that, and maybe that's why they're not together. I don't know, but I don't want to paint a broad brush.
I'll do it myself.
All right, so we walked this down as the events took place. I think the language matters a whole lot. He said that he has paperwork, right? I think the paperwork he was referencing was that he has paperwork that proves that he's been taking care of her, like i.e. paying child support. She never said he doesn't pay child support. She said he's never been in her life. She said that he's never been to a graduation, a basketball game, came to talk to her. And her whole issue with him was that when she tried to reach out to him about her sister, he ignored her. And I mean, let's assume that those text messages are true, right? Between her and Umar. He was questioning her about who she actually was. And then when she brought up asked for the sister's information, he ignored her. With that being said, I understand what Hank is saying when he said you shouldn't go to the internet with this. Fair enough. But she did approach him privately first. And he ignored her. So she addressed him publicly, which in turn did get her desired result. From what I heard, I think shout out to Erica in the chat. She said that she did get in contact with her sister after the fact. I will say this. Sometimes you don't know the person. You don't know siblings from your other side of your family. You don't know them. And the only person that you can actually go through, if she doesn't know who her sister is, then the only person she can go through to find that out is through him. So she reached out to him and he ignored her. And she went out and addressed him publicly. If he wanted it to stay private, he could have just responded to her and said, hey, your sister's information is this. And I don't think any of this would have came out. But he didn't do that.